Welcome to Be the Magic of You video 2. This is Thoth that's moving more into the forefront of this divine transmission. And we are continuing our unity consciousness journey with the subject of choice and the energy vibration to access your full capacity to choose. We began our series with the support of your divine team of light beings. And so we would pause here for a moment to invite you to call upon your divine team of light beings to choose to actively ask for their support as you are being the magic of you. If you were given a word or a symbol, use that word or symbol or color right now. If not, just say, I call upon my divine team of light beings. Good. So one of the messages of being the magic of you in unity consciousness is the awareness that you are divine. And divine means extraordinary. Divine means also God, source, nature, goddess, great spirit, infinite oneness, all that there is. And that you are divine. And that divineness, that divinity, is part, in a wholeness kind of way, of what we're speaking about when we say, be the magic of you. Be the magic of you. You are divine. You are extraordinary. All of you. The parts of you that you like, the parts of you that you don't like, all of you is sourced. All of you is divine. And so, as we're continuing this conversation of being the magic of you, we are with you 100%, inviting you to be with you 100%, in your fullness, in your multidimensionality, as the divine being that you are. Now, when you think of a being of light, and you think of a divine being, you may think of this being of light or this divine being having certain magical capacities, having certain magical skills. And that a being of light with this magic that they carry, the divine being with the magic that this being carries, is perhaps able to do and be certain magical things. And so that is one of our underlying purposes of having this gathering, is that you remember. You're actually much more than you can see, that you can touch. And that not only do you remember it, you experience it. So support was our focus in day 1's video 1, and choice is our focus in video 2. And as we look at these from the perspective of separation consciousness, that in separation consciousness, you may have felt like there was a lack of support, that you were all alone, that you had to do everything by yourself. And that in unity consciousness, there's the awareness of support, there's the awareness of ease, there's the awareness of grace. And the same with choice, that one of the core twisted hairballs of separation consciousness was the idea that you're powerless. The experience that you don't have a choice, that life happens to you. And so that hairball of separation consciousness, as we're calling it, is also really tangled in with a bunch of different stuff. And so it may be that you feel like you don't really have the choice to choose to have a magical life. It may be that you have felt disempowered in the past, and that in this moment, the reactivation of your capacity to choose is such that it really brings you into right relationship with the wholeness of you as the empowered light being, the empowered creator being that you are. The empowered creator being that you are. And you may hear the phrase, your free will choice. And your choice really has an incredible currency. It has a lot of weight in unity consciousness because it is a choice to evolve your consciousness. It is a choice to spend time like this, engaged in a divine transmission of this vibrational quality. There's a choice that you make to really allow yourself to focus and be the magic of you. These are all choices. These are all choices. And yet, your choice can sometimes feel as if it's buried underneath mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of stuff. That it's not really right there. That it feels far away, it feels covered up, it feels muddled over. And that even when you're making a choice, it may feel like you don't really have the choice to choose what it is that you would really want. And so that's also another aspect of tribal consciousness, separation consciousness, for this is a unity consciousness event, and so we also want to really provide some examples of what's difference. What's the difference between separation consciousness and unity consciousness? Well, in unity consciousness, you're connected. You're connected to the wholeness that you are. You're connected to the magic that you are, and you're connected to your choice. You're connected to your choice. So we'll pause here for a moment, for there's more beings of light that are gathering. Good. So we would move our awareness together into the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records are the records of your soul's incarnations, the records of all your experiences in this lifetime, past lifetimes, future lifetimes. And your Akashic Records are also with other Akashic Records, meaning that they're Akashic Records for you specifically and at larger Akashic Records. So as we're going into the Akashic Records, as you're choosing to access your Akashic Records, we're going in with the purpose of really accessing the Akashic Record of choice, accessing your choice. So you may have an awareness of your Akashic Records being like a beautiful place in nature where your records are stored. Or you may have a sense of your Akashic Records being like an ancient library with goat skin scrolls and emerald and blue lapis writing. You may have a sense of your Akashic Records being something in your awareness that's perhaps more modern, that you see different files or digital files, zeros and ones that make up your Akashic records. So, and you may not see anything. You may have a sense that your Akashic records are opening in this moment. And that I, Thoth, am there to greet you in your Akashic records. And your Akashic records are being calibrated and pulled out in direct relationship to your choice, if you're choosing it, to access your choice. So there are 3 Akashic records that are coming forward to you. And you can imagine that this is a bit like a tarot reading, that you've pulled, and your higher self has pulled these 3 Akashic records that have to do with choice. Why you hadn't been choosing to choose, or why your choice was turned on maybe 80% but not 100%. So have a sense of these particular Akashic records for you being set down before you, that were at a table, and you have a sense of these records, and you can put your hands over these records, you can look at these records, you can feel these records, you can know these records. Good. So the first record has to do with the collective consciousness around giving away choice. Giving away choice. And what we mean by collective consciousness is that in this record, you have your particular way that you give away your choice, or that you don't access your choice. Maybe it's confusion, or maybe it's that you have a sense or a sensation that you're tired, or that you don't have enough energy or money or time, or that you're scared to be visible. Whatever your particular, or you've tried everything and nothing works, whatever your particular blend is, or that you don't know what you want to choose. And so there's that aspect of it. But what we mean by the collective consciousness is we mean more like the background of the conditioning that's been passed down to you. And there's been some level of not choosing that's been passed down to you. And that some level of not choosing that's been passed down to you in the collective consciousness or in the tribal consciousness is up to be completed, to be brought into the oneness, brought into the wholeness of all that there is. And so it may be ways of being that you've taken on from your ancestry. It may be energies that you entered into in this lifetime from past lifetimes. It may be a learned sense of hopelessness or helplessness, or any form of disempowerment. For you, it may be that you have so much compassion for others that when you see them and you interpret them as not having choice or not being empowered, that you would give up your own choice in your own empowerment. So that first Akashic record has to do with the collective consciousness. And the second Akashic record, I'll just take a moment to invite you to put your attention on this second Akashic record. And the second Akashic record is the essence of the flower of life. And the flower of life is an ancient sacred geometry symbol that's found in Egypt and other places around the world that is vibrationally the vibration of wholeness. So have a sense of this essence, this seed of the flower of life, being in this second Akashic record. And it's coming forward at this time to provide a hologram of wholeness, a hologram of unity, a hologram in which you can be in the zone where you can choose. It's like creating a space, a zone in which your capacity to choose is available to you. So have a sense of that flower of life, Akashic record, coming forward, and then it's acting like a hologram to give you access to that which has always been there that you haven't necessarily had access to. And that's also the essence of a hologram, that the hologram, any line in the hologram, any line in the flower of life, has everything within it to create the wholeness. And so your lack of choice on whatever level you've had it, for you may already be someone that is very empowered and is choosing consciously and creating consciously a lot, whatever your level of choice is or isn't, that the lack of choice also has everything within it to access full-on choice. And that's the beauty of unity consciousness, of separation consciousness. We're not ever trying to get rid of anything, because everything within it has the capacity to choose. So this flower of life symbol in Akashic Record has also a personal message for you. So take a moment to receive that personal message direct from your higher self and your divine team of light beings. Good. Now bringing your awareness to the third Akashic Record. And the third Akashic Record is all about equanimity. It's in the Egyptian pantheon. It's the card of Ma'at, of equality, of divine order. And it is that aspect of the universe where your free will choice is not ever able to be overridden, that the free will choice is in right relationship to all that there is. And so your capacity to choose, as it's coming forward in this third Akashic Record, is in its wholeness, in its vibratory awareness and consciousness. So have a sensation of the freedom to choose, the freedom to choose. And anywhere that you haven't felt free, and maybe you haven't felt free to choose what it is that you really want because there's some kind of a competing belief or commitment. So for example, let's say you know what it is that you really want, and if you were to choose it, it goes against your sensation of not wanting to hurt somebody else's feelings or wanting the approval from somebody else. And so there's that sensation that you're not really free to choose, because if you choose, then it has all these ripple effects that you might not like or that you might not enjoy. So have a sense of the freedom to choose really being made available to you in this Akashic Record. And we know that when we get into the conversation of free will choice, and like we mentioned in the first video, we're not holding back. And so this isn't a conversation that you would usually just jump into at this level with this amount of time around the conversation, yet it's coming forward. So we thank you for calling forth this information. So when we get into the conversation about free will choice, it can also bring up the conversation about fate and destiny. And we want to say that you are a creator being. And so that conscious choice to incarnate as a soul in this being is one that you have made. And yet you've made it from an aspect of your multidimensionality that you may not be conscious of in this moment. So we would really invite you with this transmission to allow anywhere that you felt powerless, disempowered, the victim, life is happening to you, that you haven't been a choice, that you can't choose, unfree, that all of that is included into the wholeness, that it's rocket fuel for your evolution in consciousness. It's rocket fuel for your unity consciousness, because even on the level that you may have experienced a lack of choosing, there has been agreement on other planes. So we are bringing in that perspective, that awareness, to also really have in the conversation that the idea or the larger context. So it's like you have the awareness that some things in your life have felt and seemed to be meant to be destined, to be what we're calling fate. And that destined sense, it's like you just know it. You know it was meant to be. Perhaps you had that sensation with this video series that you just knew you were supposed to be in it. And so there's, in those moments where you have that meant to be experience, maybe it's that you meet somebody, or maybe it's that you move to a new place, whatever it is, there's still choice in those moments that are destined, those moments that are really orchestrated. And that choice is the co-creation with the universe, and that choice has also been made in other moments of your now moment in your consciousness. Good. So you have these 3 Akashic records in front of you, and these 3 Akashic records are vibrating. There's the collective consciousness, that which was handed to you that you didn't really feel like you had access to your choice. There's the flower of life, the wholeness, the hologram that's creating an environment that you can choose from. And then there's this this vibration of choice that is in the 3rd Akashic record, Tania Hania Shitiwa. And so as you have these Akashic records with you and you're in the Akashic records, ask that all your Akashic records that are related to your choosing and not choosing come forward to be learned from, to be integrated. And any Akashic records that's stopping you, blocking you from your choice, that you're choosing to have stop you, block you from your choice, that you choose to include it into the wholeness. You choose that there is no block. You're the empowered creator being. And we know that as a part of separation consciousness in the old paradigm, there's been this sensation that there's something wrong with you, that you need to fix something, that you have to clear something. And we're not doing this or saying any of this because that's the case. We're actually doing this and saying this because it's not the case. And so you can instantly change a lifetime of pattern of not choosing and of being disempowered if you have access to your choice to choose it. And so that's the other reason why this, out of the gazillion topics we could have, why is it that we've chosen the one, support in video 1, magic and magic is the subject, but also choice in video 2? Well, they really are touching on some very potent leveraging type energies, meaning that as you are in a state of support and as you're in a state of choice, then so much opens up to you. The magic of you is available to you. So as we're winding down our time in the Akashic Records and in this second divine transmission, we invite you in this moment to have full access to your capacity to choose. And as you're contemplating that, as you're choosing that or not, we want to also just break down for a few more moments why this is a game changer or a momentum creating or a subject that has a lot of leverage. Because when you can choose something, then it really circumvents and bypasses the sensation that you have to clear, that there's a process to it, that it has to take a long time, the illusion that you're powerless, that you can't change things. When you can really choose something, you choose to be connected to your divine source. When you have full access to your capacity to choose, wow, it's incredible. It's phenomenal. And that's what it is that we're up to right now. So that hairball of not choosing is now this clear lines of energy. So you may have a sense in your Akashic records that the records have been sorted and put back and the energy's there, and it's like the cliff notes of the Akashic records energetically, the learnings, the messages you've gotten. And now there are these powerful, potent beams of light or strands of light, like you might have seen in the meridians, this light grid that you can stand up and move into in the Akashic Records and stand within. And it's the points of light that activate your capacity to choose. So have a sensation that you're standing, if you choose, in this laser light that's giving you full access to your capacity to choose. And choose it. Choose it. Or not. It's your choice. Choose it. Or not. It's your choice. And if you are choosing it, just state out loud, I choose to fully access my choice to choose. I choose to fully access my choice to choose. I choose to fully access my choice to choose. Good. And have a sensation that the points of light have been activated within your system, and that you are now ready to leave the Akashic Records with your choice in hand, sending appreciation to your records, to all your experiences, to your team of light beings, and ask that this transmission is integrated with ease and grace for all levels of your system. Now, we will give you a written homework before video 3, if you have time, if you choose to do it. And you can also contemplate it while you're in the shower, before going to sleep. And we would ask you to really ask yourself 2 questions. One, now that you have access to choice, how, in a general way, could this transform your life? How does having access to choosing really a game-changing energy and element to have? So how's your choice, having access to choice, opening up things for you in your life? And then the second question, what is it that you hadn't been choosing that now that you have access to choice, you would choose? What is it that you would choose? That through the choosing of it, really would open up incredible things. So how, now that you have access to choice, does that support you? Does that change your life? And what is it that you're choosing? So we are very much enjoying this conversation. We look forward to continuing it with you in video 3. All is well, and you are all.